As the story of VIC MIGNOGNA and the accusations against him continue, we have several individuals over on Twitter having to respond to those that do stand with VIC MIGNOGNA in this case, as many people are beginning to be blocked off by several voice actors and simply having to take stances in defending Vic and or asking questions against those accusing him, as we are going to be going through several tweets here today to check out the condescending remarks being made from those that do encourage VIC MIGNOGNA in being banned from conventions, having to be booted from certain roles, and even having to go as far as to have the man be put away. As again, before we begin, if you guys are new to this channel and of course love anime and Dragon Ball alongside want to be up to date with all the latest involving VIC MIGNOGNA, Monica Rial, Jamie Marchi, Toye, and the entire situation, then be sure to go on ahead and punch that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload and to be up to date with all latest news and information, along with checking out and subscribing to my primary channel Unreal and Gaming, where on there we are going to be covering lots of Dragon Ball content, anime, and gaming, so make sure you guys go on ahead and check that channel out over there, alongside following me on Twitter at Unreal and Gaming for all the latest updates, including if you guys have any articles and or pictures to tag me in or share with me, be sure to go on ahead and follow me on Twitter, as Shane Holmberg took it upon himself in replying to people over on Twitter and having to go against those that do support VIC MIGNOGNA, as an individual that goes by the name of Ron went on to ask Shane, so you're saying that con organizers are willingly negligent not to file these complaints down? As Shane goes on to ask, I told this story the other day, but there was a show I was helping with once where a girl filed a serious sexual assault claim. Convention security didn't even take it seriously enough to tell management when it happened because, and I quote, it was just regret sex, and I'll tell you guys why that's wrong in a minute. As another individual goes on to state, then it wasn't sexual assault and was just regretful sexual intercourse. As Shane goes on to reply, not according to her. The next day she called the police herself. I have seen issues where a staffer at a con filed a sexual assault / harassment claim against another staffer, and the people investigating it immediately went to the accused and, to get this, told them who accused him. Again, this is so wrong because the entire premise of everything involving VIC MIGNOGNA and conventions is that if something were to happen at a convention, let's say as you're claiming assault or any kind of act that's that egregious, should be reported immediately to the police, have a police report be filed. Something seems to be very off how Shane seems to be coming off and stating that staff members or staff individuals working at these conventions are very negligent in their overall approach in investigating said causes. And if that's the overall premise of where you're getting at, then the staff needs to be changed. But again, not every staff member or attendee is the same for said convention. For example, Comic-Con and anime cons, you have different kinds of staff that work for different conventions. Some are professional, some are not. But regardless of that scenario, what you're trying to tell me is that if two individuals willingly have, even if it's labeled regret sex, that's still consent. Someone is consenting to the idea of involving themselves in a sexual act, even if it is through regret, but you can't come out later and say that you were assaulted if you consented to having this intercourse with said individual, but then having to regret it later by labeling it as regret sex. Nobody forced you into doing that. But again, Shane is taking the stance of anyone that comes out without concrete evidence in this situation and simply having to back them up, but only having to go as far as to blame staff. And that's not right. If the actual staff has a reputation in doing this and being negligent, then yes, they're the ones to blame. If not, then you can't go around blaming conventions simply because they didn't do anything. But I digress. Because even if Shane is watching this video, keep in mind the people watching this video are not stupid. The people in my comment section aren't stupid. My audience is very intelligent. My audience can formulate a critical thought without having to be absolutely egregious in their approach. So don't ever try to question someone or look down on someone just because you feel that they're not agreeing with you and or they're not standing by you when people are calling BS. But Shane goes on, as he goes on to tweet out, and I quote, "Are you sure you haven't said anything at all that would cause the voice actors to block you?" Referencing someone that of course deleted their tweet, he continues, "It is a pretty common statement, I was blocked for no reason. They're either delusional or stupid if they're still going ham. This is one reason why she blocked so many." As Peter's Nose goes on to reply, Hugging him virtually even makes me uncomfortable, basically poking fun at those accusing Vic of hugging them and thus having to claim assault. But what Shane is basically saying here, that you are either delusional or you're either stupid in thinking that voice actors blocked you without reason, because according to Shane here, every voice actor has a specific reason as to why they block people, which again I will say is true. If you're harassing, if you're coming off like a complete pompous ass, then yeah, you're gonna get blocked. But if you're asking questions, if you are simply trying to get down to the bottom of what the heck is going on involving said parties and having to challenge stories and stances with empirical evidence, or even calling for empirical evidence, then you shouldn't be blocked. Then you shouldn't be blocked at all, and thus that results in you having to be blocked for absolutely no reason. If you're coming out threatening people, insulting people, then that's more of a reason. But if you're simply asking questions and you're trying to get down to the bottom of what is going on, then how in the world does that justify any actor, any person from blocking you? That doesn't make any sense. So again, as you guys can see here, Shane is standing with the voice actors and having to call all of those that were blocked delusional or stupid. So if you, anybody out there, is watching this video and you were blocked by any of these voice actors, then according to Shane, you're delusional or you're stupid. So that's Shane's logic, but again, we digress. As it continues, Shane goes on to state, and I quote, "Some people on the Vic side are running around acting like there is some massive outbreak and epidemic of dozens of women lying to take down some man, when that is not the case anywhere in or out of anime." As an individual goes on to reply to Shane and stating, "Popular people, you're possibly right. I do believe it happens to black men on a white frequent basis. In colleges quite often. I don't know if the word epidemic is justified, sure, but it's certainly a reality. How about the guy that spent 6 years in prison for it?" As Shane continues, "I found the other day a case of 4 to 5 women lying about one guy, and he was eventually found innocent and they punished them. But this is not a single incident. There are things all the way back to 2014, and since then dozens of people." Again, Shane, the question is, if Vic Mignogna had attacked 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 people like you guys are claiming, then how come not a single individual has any kind of police report? How come none of these people have empirical evidence to show Vic Mignogna's hand or body gesture having to grope one of these women? All of these women seem to share a common story about Vic, about Todd. Hey, this individual invited me to their room to check out their anime collection. How stupid is that? And even if that ends up being the case, if there is anything that truly is significant in the court of law, it's empirical evidence that has to do with DNA, pictures, and video. You can't possibly fake that, especially video and DNA, because of course photos can be photoshopped, but the court system can get you because they're really good at tracking on what's fake and what's not. However, again, you're making it seem like the people that are on the IStandWithVic side are either stupid or they don't understand the gravity of the situation, when all they did was pick apart your stories. They criticized you because of your lack of evidence, because of your lack of rational thought to actually conjure up a cognitive statement to all of this and having it be relevant, but then you want to turn things around and blame everyone for asking questions and not taking your stance. You yourself even admitted the other day you found a case of, what, 4 to 5 women lying on one guy who was eventually found innocent? Well, gee, I wonder how long it took them to figure out that this guy was innocent, because in this scenario, women that do come out with false claims do have the upper hand over men in the justice system, because the men are immediately demonized and sent to prison based on what? Empirical evidence. So again, Shane, you're taking a stance just by hearsay in stating, well, a lot of women came out and they said that back in 2014, back in 2005, back in 1957, they said Vic Mignogna did this and that. Well, where is the evidence? Well, especially in these conventions where a lot of people are witnessing and watching this. Oh, that's right. A lot of the evidence having to be pointed out and posted on Facebook has been called out and deemed to be fake and proven to be fake. So You lose again, my good sir. But it continues as an individual that goes by the name of Orange Check goes on to ask, so that's a bit of a mess, but it seems like you're not trying to help because he does not conform to your idea of what he should be. Despite him already making an apology and being a huge draw, you won't take a step to try and get him invited to a con. As Shane replies, inviting him to a single con won't fix the situation he's in. As another individual goes on to respond, it wouldn't hurt, but you have no intention of helping him. Just sound and fury signifying nothing. As Shane replies, I am just going to block you now because you are not even trying to have a conversation about fixing anything. Yes, they are. They're trying to talk to you about inviting Vic Mignogna to a convention in order to fix things, Shane. As you said on Nick's live stream, you could easily invite him and get him on board a few conventions, but you're not doing so. Why aren't you doing so? What exactly do you want Vic to change about himself that you never answer? Every single time someone asks you, what exactly do you want Vic Mignogna to change about himself, you never give a straight answer, and that's being very condescending. So again, I want to get everyone's thoughts in the comment section below about how you guys feel about this, because this is very strange, and it's very weird to see how Shane is replying to said individuals by having to come off very condescending, not answering questions directly, even admitting that certain women did come out and accusing certain men of certain things, only for the women to be found guilty of what they said. So again, I want to get everyone's thoughts in the comment section below, because this seems very weird to me, and nothing seems to be adding up, and for that, I want to get your feedback down below, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate all of the support and all of the comments and love shown on this video and many others. Thank you guys so much for the overwhelming support and love. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, follow me at Twitter at UnrealNetwork. Subscribe to this channel for more content alongside my primary channel for more awesome anime and Dragon Ball content that you guys might not be aware of. Again, I hope you guys have a fantastic day and or night wherever you guys are from, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.